If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. I watched the Banana Splits movie preview that's going to be on the SyFy network, and I have to admit I was shocked. Okay, I was born in 1975, so I watched in syndication the original The Banana Splits Hour on TV, which was a children's show. It came from Sid and Marty Krofft. They came up with the show, and that show later let them launch shows like H&R Puffin Stuff, Sigmund and the Sea Monster, which was an awesome show that I used to watch as a kid in syndication as well. This was a show that came out in like 1970 and or 1968, and it ran to 1970. It had 31 episodes, The Banana Splits. And then it was in syndication from 1970 to 1982. And I had to take some notes on that to get the dates right. Now, I was born in 75, so by 1982, you know, I was 7 years old. So my sister was 5 years older than I was, so she was the right target age for the show. And then when it was in syndication, I watched it with my sister. And it was all owned by Hanna-Barbera. So then it's all about, it was basically like the original TV show was basically like The Monkees, but in like puppet people in costume form, where they were animals. There was a dog, there was a monkey, there was this, but they sang and played music and had a band. Maybe the inspiration for like Chuck E. Cheese, like the band at the Chuck E. Cheese restaurants, they got some inspiration from the Banana Splits. And you know, like I said, it spawned H&R Puffin Stuff, and then Sigmund and the Sea Monster ran till from 1975 to 1985 in syndication. I loved Sigmund and the Sea Monster. If you're a 5-year-old kid, this was like the Barney of your generation, okay? Now, SyFy Network buys the rights from Hanna-Barbera and decides to make a film about the making of the, or not the making of the show, but like the behind the scenes and the cancellation of the Banana Splits television show in modern times. But once the show gets canceled, the puppets, the people in the suits, start killing people because they've been canceled, and they've made it a horror film. And apparently it's like rated R. And when I'm watching this thing, I thought, oh, this is the Banana Splits. This is going to be great. And then all of a sudden, like, one of them cuts a head off of some guy that's screaming. Another one's like bashing someone's head, and blood splattering all over the puppet heads and everything. And then towards the end of it, it looks like one of the puppet heads gets ripped, and it looks like a cyborg with a robot Terminator eye. And like, all right, so my mind is blown from this trailer. But not only that, it's ruined my childhood. Like, I haven't even seen the movie yet, but in a twisted way, I feel damaged by seeing this. It would be as if like somebody watched Barney turn into an axe murderer in a movie and start hacking people up to pieces with "I love you, you love me," and blood splattering everywhere. I mean, some people might get scarred by that grew up with Barney. This is the same thing. But I understand that Hanna-Barbera probably was like, we're sitting on this property that we own the rights to since the 1960s, or 1968 is when it launched. And they're like, we're not going to do anything with this thing. So let's sell the rights. And somebody was like, somebody pitched these guys, we're going to turn this thing into a horror film. Now, my buddy, Stu, told me that he thought it was very similar to a video game, and maybe that inspired them to take the Banana Splits and make it into a horror film, where this video game is like people, or not people, but these puppets, life-size people, like in these puppet suits, killing people. Now, I have no idea what video game he's talking about, but he said it felt, when he watched the trailer, very similar to that. So I defer to that. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about or know what Stu's talking about, let's talk about it in the comments section. I want to get your feedback. How many people like me are like 44 years old that grew up and watched this in syndication as a kid and now are like just shocked that they're going all out, cutting off heads horror with this? You know, I'm blown away. But at the same time, I'm kind of intrigued. What do you guys think? Do you think this was the right direction to go? I mean, could they not have rebooted it as a children's show in this day and age, or is everything now CGI characters for kids for television? They don't, other than Sesame Street and Big Bird, there's nobody in big furry suits anymore doing this stuff. It's all computer animation. Maybe this is all Hanna-Barbera could do with this property and just dump it and see what happens, and somebody ran with it, and this is what we have. The Banana Splits movie, 2019 on SyFy. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it in the comments section. We'll see you on the next video.